Hey guys, Joe here from XFoxGames. Check it out. It is finally here, the ddart Blizzard. Now, if you guys remember, I mean, this was leaked probably over a year and a half ago. We made a video on some of the leaks. You guys can never check it out there if you want to go way far back. But really, the only thing that's been out by ddart in this kind of format was, of course, the original V and, of course, the V2. And the V2 kind of fixed some of the issues that the V1 had. You know, shooting regular darts, much quicker, better, all that good stuff. And man, when this thing finally came available on Target, I was like, yes, I gotta order it. We do have the other two that are on order. Those should be here anytime. And I think this one by far was the, I was like, man, yeah, I want to get that thing and I want to shoot it. But so first things first is let's just take a quick look at the box. It's a big box comparison to the V1 box. Coming in with 76 darts, you can't exactly have a small box with that, but you can see, whoo, look at that. It is crazy. But, I'm going to probably throw away this box. I am definitely not going to keep it. Now, one thing to kind of go right out of the gate to be like, okay, what is going on? If you look at the box, everywhere on the box, it has the suction darts. I mean, they're literally inside the blaster. They are literally on each of these magazines right here. It shows the suction darts. I mean, it shows it on the actual blaster all over the blocks. But it comes with actual 76 of the standard foam darts, which, I mean, I ain't gonna complain, right? I just thought it was really weird thinking maybe it's 50-50. I don't know what's going on. Everywhere on the box is suction darts, but everywhere else it comes with the standard length darts. So that's just something that, hey, if you are buying this because you want the suction darts, don't get it, because mine didn't come along with it unless mine was an anomaly, right? I have no idea. But mine did actually come with 4 darts less than what I was supposed to. I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? Though the first things first about this particular blaster too, of course, it is going to be, of course, battery operated for some of you guys that don't know. Right here in the front, there is a little door with a little screw that pops out a little battery holder. Now, this holder is going to take 4 AAA batteries for a whole whopping 6 volts of power. Now, that is kind of crazy because I would like to assume that this thing is going to be at least 7.2, 9.6, and it would be nice to have like a 3S LiPo in here. I think that would be awesome because you actually need a little bit more power on this thing to fully get the thing up and running, and you'll see about that here in a second. But let's take a look at this in the hands here. Whew, it's a big blaster. I mean, without any darts in it, it's just still kind of heavy. I'm like, man, this thing is kind of no joke of a blaster, but still, it fits good in the hands, I think. It's just, man, my arms and forearm and stuff, I'm like, it's getting tired without any stuff in there. Each of these little magazines on the outside holds 4 darts. Yes, you can use standard darts in here. They aren't smaller or longer, which is awesome. And you could pop them out pretty easy. You basically just push the little kind of locking mechanism in the front, and then the little back pops out the little clip, and there you go. But man, it is a daunting task filling up every single one of these. You got to pop them all off, put them on, fill them up, put them on, and then go. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I did it about 5 or 6 times, and I'm like burnt out. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm like burnt out. I can't do it anymore. But still, I mean, look at that thing. It looks crazy. Now, one of the things that's a little bit different about this particular blaster comparison to, say, the V2 is, remember how the V2, you would actually just flip it on, and there it goes, right? And the only thing you had was your trigger. That was it. So it was always constantly going unless you turned it off. Now with this, it's a little bit different. This, you would turn it on the front, and in the back of the grip, right about where your wrist is right here, or right about where the kind of the between your pointer and your thumb, there is a little lever. And that lever is what controls the actual rev, which is nice. I wish they would have had something like that, very similar on the V2, but maybe put the rev up here as another trigger like most particular blasters nowadays. I was hoping for that, but this, no, it goes right there on the back of the kind of that webbing part of your hand. So it's kind of weird to kind of shoot. And then the front up here, yes, you pull it and it actually shoots. So a little bit different of a mechanism. I think with a lot of the weight and everything, I really wish they would have put it up here in the front. It's just, for me, I found myself not trying to put weight on it, and it would actually rev, and vice versa. So yeah, that is definitely different. I want to show you these darts again here just really quick. Again, they are the standard length darts. They are not the suction darts on there, which, I mean, these are pretty nice, but they do have a kind of a harder tip on the head. Not like some of the ones that we've seen previous, but still, it's something, yeah, to kind of think about. I would just go with your standard, classic stuff that you usually will shoot, the Adventure Force, the Dart Zone, all that stuff. I probably wouldn't use these particular ones. Let's just get to shooting this thing because I want to show you guys this. So you're going to notice here that right out of the gate, I'm only about 20 feet. And you're like, what is going on, XFox? It is only about 20 feet because this thing is only getting about 50 FPS. That is it. I mean, with 6 volts, I mean, trying to move all of this weight, trying to shoot with the flywheels, it's a lot. Now, I shot this thing 5 times, 5 complete rounds, and there was never a time when I was able to rip through all of them without something happening. A dart, being misfed, a dart getting stuck. I felt like the power, too, sometimes wasn't enough to completely turn that whole wheel sometimes, especially when this thing is completely full. And I know other reviewers have said the same. And I thought maybe, hey, it is what it is. But no, mine actually did the same. You will notice when you're listening that as the darts get shot out of it, it lightens up a little bit and it has a little more power to turn this a little quicker. So by any means, guys, I think this thing is severely underpowered. I would like to at least see 7 volts or 9 at the at the top. 9 would have been perfect for this because you would have been able to get really high revs and a high rate of fire out of this bad boy. But you can see it here. It's, I mean, 20 feet at the most. I would not try to engage anybody beyond 20 feet. Even having 2 of these, I just could not see myself playing with this on the battlefield because of the weight and the lack of performance. Now, if it were up to me, so there you go. I mean, that's my shooting. But if it were up to me, guys, man, I would take 2v2s over one of these. Because 2v2s, this thing spooled up, shot quick. You were getting a ton more FPS. This is just, it's just really, really heavy. And the performance, again, is really lackluster because of the 50 FPS mark. I'm thinking with the 2 battery leads in there, I'm probably going to kind of maybe bump this up to like a 9.6 to kind of see how it would perform. But I do think that would have been the sweet spot to get higher FPS, to get a faster darts per second, because you got 76. No one is going to sit there and just go, okay, come on. Come on. Come on. You want to be able to shoot and rip off a bunch of rounds. That's the whole reason for the high capacity. But I think, overall, I mean, that's one of my biggest gripes about this particular blaster is the lack of performance, as you guys saw. But I am super pumped for some of the other ones here. But who knows? We're going to see. I'm just hoping that it does have the performance like the V2 did on some of these other ones. So, I mean, you guys, that is my 2 cents on this particular blaster. There is not really a lot to go over on this blaster. It's high capacity. You got a bunch of the small rounds. It's underperforming based upon the 6 volts. I do see a lot of people modding this thing in the future to get that performance. But, man, again, the weight might outdo it. But if it can shoot fast, and shoot consistently, it might be something that someone might want to use. Because, man, again, look at it right there inside the hands. I mean, the hands, it looks good. It's just a big, big blaster. It looks like something straight out of a video game. It's kind of hard to say. But, I mean, again, guys, there is my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. I know this was, again, just a quick review because there's really not a lot to go over on this thing, right? This is kind of crazy. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thanks again, Fox fans.